Good evening, GBHL. I myself, Charles Sims, the current ranking officer, is coming to you with another ranking update. Sorry this isn't on the normal Wednesday time slot. We will hopefully you'll see it again on the Wednesdays like the previous videos. So the big event we've just had is the Warhammer World Grand Tournament that happened last weekend. With that tournament of 114 players, we did see 75 players come on to the rankings for this year so far. This year we've had 5 Great British Hobbit League events so far, with 168 people so far partaking. Before we look at some of the rankings, we just want to clarify one or two little bits. Dan Hupfale will be putting all of this in the Outriders Brings News area, and it's a clarification on the regional ranks, or the regional rankings. Currently we are still awaiting a lot of players to submit their regional, where they're going to be playing for the regionals. How regional rankings work is you take your best 3 games from that region. So for central regions, you only count, if you're going for that league, you only count events in the central region. So you don't take your best 3 events and put it towards your central region. You take your best 3 central region events and use them. So you only use the current regional data. So at the moment we've had 2 southern events, 1 central event and 2 northern events. So when you have a look at it, you'll see it will say which GBHL event it was. So for northern, we've got the first event in GBHL and 4th event, both were northern. So it only shows you their results, and it only shows you northern players in them results. So for me, I am a southern player this year, and I've only competed so far in a central event, so I will not be on the southern leaderboard at the moment. You'll see me on the southern leaderboard in 2 weeks, once I've attended Bychester's event, which is the next event in the GBHL calendar. But currently I am not ranked on the southern event, even though I've gone for a southern standings. So if you have a look at it, Mr. Reed, he is the first person in the northern event because he's attended 2 northern events and his northern aggregate is the highest. He has attended 4 events now in total, 1 southern, 1 central and 2 northern, but again he only shows his 2 northern events against his northern rankings. And again, you can only partake in one of the regions. Please drop a comment on this video or the share for this video so I can update your regional rankings. You can see which region you are in on the player information tab on the 2019 standings. So as I said, 75 people have come onto the GBHL score since the Warhammer GT. So for you who can do the maths, 39 players had attended one of the other events before the Grand Tournament. So we'll look at national rankings first. Still strong and unchanged after the event is Ed Bull. He's still currently in first place. May I say, for all the BDI people, the rankings were updated on Monday at about 1 o'clock. So if you've noticed the rankings before this video goes up, congratulations, but they have been updated since 1 o'clock on Monday. So Ed Bull is still strong in first. Jay Clare, who won the GT, he is now in 5th place. All of these, the top 7 players have all attended 3 events at the moment, and Jay is comfortably in 5th at the moment, just because he did have one of his events was very poor, but he's got a 2nd place and a 1st place, so the top 2 scores of his are very strong. So he might have won 2018 and he's giving a damn good show for his 2019 results as well. except for the accidental slip up we must account it to for Ripon. As I say, David Reed has had 4 events, and he is the only person at the moment to now sit on 4 events. He is currently in 11th place. All the others have had only, most of them have had 3 events. Barney Menzies, who is the Central Regional Rep, he's currently sitting on 2 tournaments, and he's currently in 9th. So he might have got Best Newcomer a couple of years ago, and he is also looking like he's going to place highly in this season as well. So the next event, which is going to impact the national standings, is the next event which is going to impact on the national rankings is Bicester. That's a 100-point event, and it's a southern event as well. For people who are attending, you should have noticed we should have handed our army submission list in on the 13th, which was, for me today, for you seeing this video, it was yesterday. So hopefully everybody's got their army lists in. Now we're going to go on to the regional rankings. Even though we've only just had, since my last video, a Northern and Central event, the Southern rankings have changed slightly, because now some people who had not selected the region have now selected Southern. So far in the Southern standings, we've had 34 players now partake. Callum Edens is currently sitting up there in first, with David second. For Central, unsurprisingly, Jay Clare is at the top, with Barney second, because they came first and second at GT, and they're the only, the GT is the only event which is currently sitting on the Southern, only sitting in the Central region at the moment. We've currently got 27 players registered underneath for the rankings in the Central region at the moment. I'm expecting this to climb in the next couple of weeks, and by the time you watch this video, this might be outdated as well, because more people comment with which rankings they are, which region they want to be in for the rankings, the quicker we're gonna see it fill up. So I expect before the next event, we're probably looking at least 40 people in that region. Then going on to the Northern event, we have got 20 people ranking in the Northern region at the moment. Next 5 events, we do not see another Northern event coming up. So that 20 players there you see in the Northern at the moment isn't going to change with no events coming up in the next 5. So when we look at other awards, we've now got 58 people going for Best Newcomer at the moment. We've got a couple of newcomers now with 2 events each. So we're going to have a look at, so it's looking like it's going to be strong. We've only, as I say, been into 5 events at the moment. May I remind you, Best Newcomer is, you count the best 3 events. So we're only having 2 events at most. We are likely to see a big change here. For the Artisan of Middle-earth, remember this is for the best army nominations. Scott Whitefoot, who won at the weekend again, he is sitting strongly there in first place now. He's got 3 army nominations, with Dan Huckvale and Michael having 1 each. So out of 5 events, he's got 3 of them. So he's going to be a strong contender for that award at the moment. For Friend of Middle-earth, out of the 5 events we've had, 1 event didn't award Best Sporting, so we've only got 4 nominations. At the moment, we have got 4 different people nominated. So the tiebreaker is the national rank. So World Champion had jumped above Harry for this, but both of them have been overlooked by Rob White, because Rob has got the highest national rankings, as I say, to break the tie. So this looks to be quite open at the moment. for going forward. Now, for the actual results, you might have seen the list of results on the Warhammer World page. There has been a slight amendment to these results. There has been an error in the Games Workshop results in their haste getting them out. So one of the scores, which was for World Champion, was wrong. His VP difference wasn't 0, which was very hard to believe with a VP total of 44 and 5 wins. So his actual rankings went from 13th to 10th. So there have been 4 players slightly moved around. Overall, it hasn't actually affected the national rankings much. Will's still kept in 26th place. So don't worry if you think you've been hard done by, but as I say, it's only affected 4 people in total, and so that is why there is a slight difference to the spreadsheet to what you might have seen published. This is all for this video. Hopefully you'll stay tuned in a couple of weeks. We might be coming live from Bicester itself, because I'm there. So we'll hopefully get the winner on with me on this ranking updates, and I'll be doing the rankings straight from there as well. So it should be Sunday night all live for you to see. I'll be also doing a Grand Tournament recap coming out on Friday this week if you want to see what I've liked, what I didn't like, because this was my first event in the last 3 years of me actually attending and playing. So please stay tuned. And if you've got any other questions about the Great British Hobbit League, please make a comment on this video, and please like, share and subscribe this, and have a great evening. Good night.